Hey, what's going on, guys? UFC 304 just concluded. I'm on a trip right now with my friends, so I don't want to talk too loud. But we just watched UFC 304 together. I went 11-3 on the card, getting the main event wrong. Did very good in parlays today. I was up $500, not to brag, but yeah. So Sean O'Bannon versus Elise, terrible fight, off fight. Not McParkin showing his dominance as a contender over all these other unranked heavyweights. Add one or two more unranked heavyweight fights until he's fighting the cream of the crop at heavyweight and at the bottom of the rankings. Sam Patterson, dominant performance over Kiefer Crosby, winning by submission like I said he would. Winning by submission like I said he would. And yeah, he just outclassed Kiefer Crosby, who's garbage and has no ground game. Moving on, Modestas Bukauskas getting surprise submission over Marcin Pragnow. I thought this fight would end by knockout or decision, but Modestas Bukauskas with an arm triangle in the third round locked up, screwed one of my parlays, but it is what it is. Can't win them all. Moving on. Oban Elliott versus Preston Parsons. I picked Oban Elliott as the underdog. He had a close fight with Val Woodburn his last time out, but he managed to just dominate Preston Parsons. And yeah, he fought a very good fight, very calculated technical fight. And yeah, great takedown defense from Oban Elliott against Preston Parsons. Moving on, boring fight between Manel Kape and Muhammad Mokaev. I don't know how you talk all that trash just to do that. They didn't strike in the first round, barely struck in the second and third. Mokaev was cheating and grabbing at the short. It was a shit show. Moving on, Hadley versus Colin Loughran. I picked Loughran, but Jake Hadley just showed up. Man, Jake Hadley showed up. He had something to prove. I think he's 1-3 in his last 4. Needs a win, and he gets it over Colin Loughran, who I thought was going to win, but I digress. This fight, moving on, Molly McCann versus Bruno Brazil. How are you a can crusher that loses to cans? Horrendous. Got outclassed in every facet, ground game, striking, everything. Bruno Brazil made her look like an amateur. Like, Molly McCann truly should probably be cut after such a performance, but because she knows Patty Pimblett, she will remain in the UFC. But yeah, she's garbage, and she'll never be anything in this sport, at least in this promotion. Moving on to the prelim headliner, Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. Nathaniel Wood probably should have finished this fight 50 different times, and he got dominated round 3, but he gets it done. And, he showed how great he's a very great striker. Very good on the feet. He needs to work on his ground game, but once he gets it all figured out and well-rounded, he could be dangerous at featherweight, man, for the bottom of the rankings. Moving on to the main card, Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. Arnold Allen lost the first half of the first round, and then after that, it was just a complete domination by Arnold Allen, beating Chikadze everywhere, just completely outstriking him, shutting him down, the straight left down the pipe. That was really causing problems for Chikadze. He just couldn't figure it out. And the constant pressure, Chikadze always on the back foot the entire time. Yeah, Arnold Allen put on a great fight. Moving on, Gregory Rodriguez versus Christian Leroy Duncan. Again, just beat him everywhere. Took him to the ground, laid on top of him, ground and pound on the feet, not rocking Christian Leroy Duncan. As another underdog pick I had. And yeah, it was just pure. It was a pure masterclass from Gregory Rodriguez. Moving on, Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett went out there, did what I thought he would do. I mean, maybe not the way I thought he would do it, but I thought he would go out there and beat Bobby Green pretty convincingly. But not as convincing as he did, putting Bobby Green out cold with a triangle transition to an armbar. It was absolutely disgusting. Great work on the ground by Paddy Pimblett, and if he can keep up performances like that, he could be a real threat for those in the top 15 at lightweight. Moving on to the co-main event, not much to say. It was a very short fight. Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blades. Aspinall lands a right hand right on the temple, skidding off the temple of Curtis Blades, and he falls down backwards. And some say it could have been considered an early salvage, but I feel like Curtis Blades would have just been hurt bad, knocked out even worse if they let it continue. So I'm okay with that stoppage because I didn't see the fight going any other way. And yeah, give Aspinall to Jones, and if Jones retires, then he's pussy, and his ghost status has to be talked about. And moving on to the main event, Leon No Hard Edwards versus Bilal. Remember the name Muhammad, who is now the welterweight champion. I don't know what world I'm living in that Bilal freaking Muhammad is the welterweight champion of the world. Leon Edwards. Leon freaking Edwards. That was the most underwhelming, no heart performance I've ever seen. You just get taken down and you just accept it. And you don't do anything. You don't try to get out of it. You don't try to do much of anything. You just sit there and accept it. You just accept getting bitched. And it was just such a hard watch because just watching them sit on the ground in each other's guards, like when one person had an advantage over the other in the grappling, had position, it just stayed there the entire time. There was no real reversals. I mean, Leon Edwards had a couple, but I don't know. He just got dominated on the ground. He was getting outstruck too by Bilal. It should have been 49-46. No way, it should have been 48-47. He landed good elbows at the end, splitting Bilal open, but I don't think that was enough to win him the round. But yeah, that is my breakdown, and yeah, that's it. My little rant on Leon Edwards. No heart. I don't know where you go with him from here. Maybe the Bilal rematch, but does he deserve it? I don't know. Cause Shavkat. Well, Shavkat should fight JDM. Let's have to do Shavkat versus JDM. Maybe I'll make a fights to make video later this week. But Shavkat versus JDM to fight the winner of Bilal versus Leon. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. And yeah, I'll see you later. Peace.